So first of all, the Philippines is an archipelago. Now, what do we mean by archipelago? So basically, it refers to the sea, not to the islands. No? And then, as we have said, the UNCLOS, there were three. Now, if there are conflicts in terms of territorial waters, there's an international court we call the International Tribunal on the Laws of the Sea or yung ITLOG. ITLOS, no? At ITLOS lang. And then there's a president. May 21 judges dyan as of now until 2026. It's Thomas Haider. That was a subject of a bar exam question in 2016. Ano ba yung archipelagic doctrine? Now, ito yung archipelago doctrine, no? As I was saying, it was introduced by the Philippine delegation headed by Arturo Tolentino. That if for purposes of determining the maritime zones of an archipelagic state, all the islands are treated as a single unit. So you have the straight baseline method. Now, what do we mean by straight baseline method? You have to look for the low water mark that will serve as your baseline. Now, under Section 3 of Republic Act 12,064, our archipelagic baseline must be in compliance with Article 47 of the UNCLOS. Now, in the past, we have the former baselines law, Republic Act 3046, and then Republic Act 5446. But these were amended by Republic Act 9522. That's the new baselines law. Still compliant with Article 47 of the United Nations Convention on the Laws of the Sea. So, the normal or straight baselines as appropriate must also be in compliance with Articles 5, 6, 7, 13, and 121 of the United Nations Convention on the Laws of the Sea. So, you draw a straight baseline from the low water mark. You have to determine that if you are on the outermost island during low tide. So, all around the island, all the islands of the archipelago, you form a baseline. And these are the maritime zones that you have to look into, no? Ayan. So you have the internal waters, the territorial sea, the contiguous zone, exclusive economic zone, continental shelf, and beyond that, the international waters, no? Now, what about the territorial sea? The territorial sea, under UNCLOS, ito yung waters between the internal water and the high sea. You have to measure that 12 nautical miles from the baseline. So if you know your baseline, you have to measure 12 nautical miles. That's Section 5 of Republic Act 12,064. Now, yung territorial water, we own that. That's part of our territory. That's part of our territorial waters. Kaya territorial waters ang tawag. We exercise sovereignty in the territorial waters, but we allow the so-called right of innocent passage in our territorial waters. So meaning, we will explain that later, that vessels of all kinds may pass through without asking for permission, provided the passage is continuous and expeditious. Now, what about the internal water? So all the waters going landward from your baseline are treated as internal water. Okay? So there is no right of innocent passage in the internal water. Now, what are included in our internal water? They may be rivers, lakes, canals, gulfs, bays, and straits. Hindi kasama dito yung hindi straight. Straight meaning sa Tagalog, kipot. Maliit lang. Between Samar and Leyte, you have San Juanico Strait. So, nilagyan ng tulay, San Juanico Bridge. Now, is also defined by Republic Act 12,064. Na lahat ng tubig papunta dun sa landward, no? Going landward from the baseline. These are known as internal waters. So walang right of innocent passage dyan And what do we mean by right of innocent passage? That vessels of all countries, whether military or civilian, may pass through even without asking for permission, provided the passage is continuous and expeditious. Mabilis, dadaan lang. Hindi pwede magstay dyan. Okay? At submarines would have to show to surface and show their flag. That's why noong 2024, merong Russian submarine, hindi yellow submarine, Russian submarine, umahon. Nagulat tayo. Kasi wala naman tayo pan-detect na submarine. Di ba? Ang Armed Forces yata, wala pang submarine until now. Parang alam kong Pilipino may submarine, si Andrew E. Pero parang di ko alam kung anong klase submarine ba yan. Ha? Narinig ko lang yan. Okay? So ito yung noong 2024, lumabas itong Russian submarine na ito. Natakot tayo pero sabi ng Coast Guard, nagsabi naman that they are exercising their right of innocent passage which is allowed under UNCLOS. So mabuti pa sila. But what about China? Alam ba natin kung may mga submarines yan dyan? But don't worry, yung submarine naman nila made in China, kaya okay lang yan. Baka naman lulutang yung submarine nila. Yung submarine ba lumulutang? Kaya nga submarine no? Anyway, so in airspace, there is no right of innocent passage. Okay? Why? Kasi kapag pinadaan mo yung mga eroplano sa ibabaw ng iyong airspace at nagbagsak ng bomba, lagot ka. Well, that's the International Convention on Civil Aviation in December 1944. Okay? That has always been a question in the bar, no? When 2004, at saka dito sa 2015, mga tanong yan. Oh, yan. So, noong 2004, ganito ang tanong. Contiguous zone naman. So, what about the contiguous zone? Contiguous zone, remember your baseline? You add 12 nautical miles, by the way. Tanong nyo na lang kay Google na ang 1 nautical mile ay 1.8 kilometers, no? Minsan kasi mahirap mag-convert, lalo na yung from kilogram to Instagram at to Telegram, parang mahirap i-convert yung mga yan. So anyway, contiguous zone, basically it's not part of our territory. But take note, we can exercise limited jurisdiction. To do what? To prevent infringement of our customs, fiscal, immigration, or sanitary laws. So, ganyan din ang sinasabi na Republic Act 12,064. Ito yung ating Maritime Zones Act na ang principal author yata ay si Senator Tolentino, kaya he earned that distinction of being banned from entering China, Hong Kong at saka Macau. Ano mang gagawin mo dun? Di ba? Paraming bansa sa mundo. Why China? Inaaway tayo. Okay? So under Section 6, it's 12 nautical miles from the baseline. Yun yung contiguous zone. Kaya lang, ang problema natin dyan, yung 12 nautical miles mo, that is your territorial sea. So dapat hindi kasama yung 12 nautical miles na yun. But anyway, yan nakalagay sa batas, 24 nautical miles from the baseline going outward. Okay? So yan. So that is your contiguous zone. Hindi na atin yan, kaya lang we exercise limited jurisdiction. Okay? So pinaparusahan dyan yung mga nag-smuggle, diba? Yung mga nagtatapo ng basura dyan. Recently, maraming lumutang ng mga drugs, hindi ba? So pag nahuli yan, pwede nating arestuhin, pwedeng i-prosecute because they are in our contiguous zone. Okay? Now, what about the exclusive economic zone? The exclusive economic zone is very wide area, no? That's 200 nautical miles from your baseline. So it's a wide body of water. Ano ba ang pinakamalaking bahaging body of water sa Pilipinas ngayon? Hindi na po dagat. Ang tawag daw po baha. Okay? So baha. Flood. Kasi ang daming flood control. At pwede ba wag yung tatawagin buhaya yung mga involved sa flood control na iinsulto yung mga buhaya. Kasi daw sila, pag nabusog na, tahimik na. Itong mga politiko, walang kabusugan. Okay? Ayan. At saka, Bakit nagkakaroon ng graft and corruption? May party list tayo nakaupo na SIBAC. Ano ba yung SIBAC? Citizens Battle Against Corruption. So, kung hindi niya nagagawa ang tungkulin niya, sibakin na natin. Ano? Anyway, magagalit yung mga supporter ng sibak. Ganyan naman ang demokrasya, di ba? You have the right to criticize. Especially so, na pinapasweldo yung representative nila ng pagkakaalam ko 293,000 a month. Tapos Citizens Battle Against Corruption, di naman nababattle ang corruption. Participate pa yata. Well, I'm not sure. Okay. So 200 nautical miles from the baseline. Again, that's not part of our territory, but we exercise sovereign rights. Not sovereignty, but sovereign rights. Meaning we can exploit, harvest all resources there to the exclusion of other states. We can even lay submarine rubbles and pipelines. Okay? Ngayon, ang problema natin, pagka may overlapping exclusive economic zone, dapat under UNCLOS Convention, itong mga countries with overlapping exclusive economic zone will enter into a treaty for joint exploration. Yan ang ini-insist ng China na mag-joint exploration tayo. In fact, nung panahon ni Gloria Arroyo, 2007 yata yan, pero ito 2018 na itong balita na ito, no? 2007, 2008, Arroyo government entered into joint exploration with China and Vietnam. Now, that was challenged by Bayan Muna. That's why you have the case of Bayan Muna versus Arroyo. Because according to Bayan Muna, that's a violation of our Constitution, particularly Section 2 of Article 12, the Regalian Doctrine. Di ba? By entering into a joint exploration agreement with wholly owned foreign corporations. It is a violation of our Regalian Doctrine that all lands of the public domain, minerals, water, resources, etc., belong to the state. The exploration must be undertaken by Filipinos. Pwede tayong makipag-enter into joint exploration provided yan ay 60-40 ang sharing. Di ba? Yung corporations na may mga foreign ownership pero 60% owned by Filipino citizens. Ito 100% foreign owned. That's why it was declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court in 2023. A motion for reconsideration was filed. Again, that was declared unconstitutional. Okay? Bakit? Wala namang kasing overlapping ang exclusive economic zone ng China at ng Pilipinas. So ang maliwanag dito, lahat ng kiniklaim ng China ay labas sa exclusive economic zone niya at pasok sa ating exclusive economic zone. So what is China doing there? Violating the UNCLOS. So kaya kung meron dyan, ito, tandaan ninyo itong lahat. Kapag ka may nagsasabi na nagkakaroon ng tension dyan, it's China creating the tension. Because itong si Marcos, tama siya, that we have no territorial dispute with China. What we have is that our territories are being claimed by China. That's the reality. Kasi lahat ng kiniklaim ng China ay labas sa kanya exclusive economic zone. There is no overlapping exclusive economic zone. So whatever is inside our exclusive economic zone, we own them. And China does not own them. So in short, China is invading our territories. Kaya sa susunod na eleksyon, yung mga pro-China, pwede ba huwag nyo na iboto? Maawa naman kayo sa Pilipinas. Kilala nyo naman kung sino mga pro-China dyan. Local man yan or national, maawa kayo sa bayan. Okay, you have continental shelf that is from 200 to 350 nautical miles under UNCLOS. And that was also the provision of Section 8, Republic Act 12,064. The same is the rule in exclusive economic zone and continental shelf that if ever there are overlapping, you enter into a treaty. But if there's no overlapping continental shelves, you exclusively own the resources there. Kaya lang yung continental shelves, pababa, pailalim. exclusive economic zone sa ibabaw at sa ilalim ng dagat. Okay? Then we have the baselines laws. Eh? Ang latest baselines law natin ay Republic Act 9522, which amended the old baselines laws of 3046 and 5446. And Kalayaan, yung Spratlys, as what the world knows, and Baho de Masinloc or Scarborough Shoal, they are treated as a regime of islands pursuant to Article 121 of the UNCLOS Convention. Okay? Now, but if we are to be strict about the UNCLOS Convention, hindi dapat sila kasama dun sa regime of islands. Dapat part siya ng ating territory because for an island, for a structure to be considered part of the regime of islands, these are rocks that cannot sustain human habitation or economic life of their own. May mga katira naman dun sa Kalayaan, hindi ba? Kalayaan is a municipality in Palawan. Okay? So ito na ngayon. If you look at the old baselines law, kasama protruded to include Scarborough and Spratlys down below. Now, under 9522, we wanted to be compliant with the UNCLOS Convention, so sinunod natin yung general configuration of the archipelago. That's why this is now the map that was released by NAMRIA, National Mapping Resources and Information Authority. Ayan. So yung yellow lines in your screen, that's our baseline. So definitely nakalabas yung Scarborough Shoal. The white line, that's our territorial water. The green one, that's our contiguous zone. So labas pa rin Scarborough at Spratlys. So does it mean that these portions are no longer ours? That's wrong. Because they are inside our exclusive economic zone. And China's exclusive economic zone does not overlap with the Philippine exclusive economic zone. That's one thing very clear. And China cannot claim that they own them because legally, we own them. Historically, we own them. Kaya nga ang narrative ng China for historic title. Kung titignan nyo yung narrative ng China, they're not saying na meron silang legal right, but rather historic title. Ini-insist nila kung anong gusto nila. Yan yung kaibigan mo na mali na ini-insist pa kung ano gusto niya. Call them China. Okay? Now, that baselines law was challenged in the case of Magallona versus Ermita. But according to the court, we cannot draw a baseline that is not compliant with the UNCLOS. Kasi yung rectangular baseline natin, that is based on the Treaty of Paris. That was 1898. But when we joined the UNCLOS, kailangan natin mag-comply. At ito ang sinasabi ng Republic Act 9522. And according to the court, the principal author, si Miriam Santiago, when he was still alive, as senator, pag ginawa daw natin yung old baselines law, we might be accused of violating international law. Hindi niya pa sinabi na yun yung UNCLOS. That when you draw your baseline, you have to follow the general shape of your archipelago. So sa loob ng ating baseline, dapat magkakalapit yung island. In other words, ang paliwanag kasi dyan, under UNCLOS, you follow the general configuration of your archipelago. If you look at the Philippine archipelago, what figure do you see? It's a triangle. Tama? It's not a rectangle. So we cannot draw a rectangular baseline. We draw a triangular baseline so that we will be compliant with UNCLOS. Okay? Maliwanag. So that's the Magallona versus Ermita ruling which says na constitutional yung baselines law. Ngayon, puntahan natin ano ba ang nangyari dito dun sa dispute between China and the Philippines. But anyway, let me share again this map. No? Ito yung one-sided and fallacious claim of China without legal basis na 9 dash line. At medyo makapal ang muka, idinagdag pa, ginawa ng 10 dash line. Baka susunod yan, 11 or 12 dash lines na yan. that only exist in their imagination. But the only problem is sa China kasi, bata pa lang itinuturo na that they own the West Philippine Sea. Sa atin, nalalaman nyo lang yung West Philippine Sea kapag kayo ay nasa College of Law. In fact, kung hindi pa akong professor, hindi pa maituturo yan. Yabang, no? Joke lang. Okay? Eh, ano ba talagang katotohanan? Eh? Doon sa ibang lectures ko lang sa YouTube channel, tingnan nyo yung iba pang lectures na para shortcut na lang natin. The Philippines and China both signed the United Nations Convention on the Laws of the Sea. Eh? No, on China, nung December 10, 1982. Oh. Now, Philippines ratified it in 1984. China ratified it much later, 1996. And under international law, I know you know this, you have pacta sunt servanda. Okay? That means promises must be kept. Pag nangako ka, tuparin mo, huwag kang paasa. Kasi pag paasa ka, marami nagkakasakit. Alam nyo na, di ba? UTI, umibig tapos iniwan. Umasa tapos inindyan. Parang mga politiko, di ba? Ang daming pangako. Tapos sisingilin nyo, hindi naman tinutupad yung pangako. Kayo naman nangako na nga, gusto nyo tumupad pa. Huwag ganun. Di ba? Okay? Ngayon, in 2012, there was a standoff at the Scarborough Shoal. Kasi may inaresto dito yung mga uh, ating yung Coast Guard, inaresto nila itong mga poachers na ito eh. You can see on your screen, news yan dyan sa dyaryo na ito. April 2012. Ang problema, nagpadala ng malaking barko yung China. Oh, hindi na-realize ng ating Coast Guard at ng Navy, ayan yung BRP Gregorio del Pilar, na ang laki-laki nga nung barko ng China, pero made in China, sululubog din yan. Di ba? Kita nyo, lalaki ng mga barko nila, sila pa nagbanggaan. O, kaya, ang ginawa ng Pilipinas, sa kinausap natin ng Amerika, sabi daw ni Obama, ni Barack, umalis muna kayo para humupa ang tension, papalisin ng China. Hindi na umalis ang China. At tayo na itinataboy. Parang yung kapitbahay mo, no? Inangkin bigla yung puno ng mangga kasi ang dami ng bunga. At for the longest time, sa'yo yung mangga, nasa loob nga ng bakuran mo eh. Kaya lang wala kang pader kasi mahirap ka, hindi ka naglagay ng pader, no? Wala kang fence. So, akala niya, kanya yon. Oh. Pero nung pinasurvey mo, sa'yo talaga eh. Kaya lang siya naroon nakaposisyon, kanya na yon. So, makapal lang talaga ang mukha. Okay? Kaya pag may mga friends kayo makapal ang mukha, tawagin nyo China. Eh? Okay. So, ang ginawa natin, we wanted to do it legally. We filed a case versus China. But we do not want to antagonize China that much, kaya we opted for arbitration. Di ba? Nakalagay naman yung arbitration na yan sa Annex 7 ng UN Convention on the Laws of the Sea or UNCLOS. Binigyan natin ng kopya ang China pero ibinalik. Tapos, ang ginawa ng Aquino government, ipinail na lang sa ITLOS yung ating complaint. Position paper, memorial as it is called, 4,000 pages lang. Documented lahat ng ginawa ng China, pati yung ating historic and legal right. Now, we filed it before the ITLOS, at yan yung tribunal that I mentioned earlier. At the time, ang presidente ng ITLOS ay itong si Sun Jianay. Dahil gusto natin ng arbitration, it is compulsory arbitration, no? Kasi ayaw natin ng court litigation, we opted for arbitration. Sun Jianay appointed 5 arbitrators. Ito yung mga arbitrators, kita nyo sa screen ninyo. Headed by Thomas Mensa, the president. And then, saan ang galing ito? They come from the Permanent Court of Arbitration, which is an acknowledged and reputable arbitral body. It has an observer status at the UN. It was established in 1899, The Hague Convention. The Hague na naman. Siyempre. At itong binigyan natin ng kopya ang China, ayaw niya mag-participate talaga. So, ibig ba sabihin yung non-participation of China ay wala nang silbi yung arbitral ruling? That's wrong. Diba? Kasi katulad sa korte, binigyan ka ng summons, hindi ka nagpunta, default ka. So, China even questioned the jurisdiction of the tribunal. That's why the Permanent Court of Arbitration asked the Philippine government to submit your authority or your supporting authority for the jurisdiction of the Permanent Court of Arbitration. And we did. At nag-rule ang Permanent Court of Arbitration that it has the right, the jurisdiction to hear the case. Why? Both the Philippines and China are signatories to the United Nations Convention on the Laws of the Sea. Oh, sabi nga ng isang presidente ng isang bansa doon sa United Nations General Assembly, might is not always right. Right should be right. Ginagawa ng China, might is right because you are mighty, you have the right to do just what you ever you want to do. That's wrong. Diba? Simply because we are weak, we would bow to China because it is mighty? No. Okay? And on July 12, 2016, unfortunately, we had a new president at the time. The arbitral panel issued an award, okay, which is now summarized into 5 issues. Number 1 issue, what about the historic right and 9-dash line being claimed by China? Well, for the sake of argument, China raw had historic rights to the resources. Assuming, for the sake of argument, in that 9-dash line. But that right was extinguished. Why? China entered into UNCLOS. And under the convention, you are limited to 200 nautical miles exclusive economic zone. So whatever historic right you may have, na-extinguish na yan. Ano bang salitang extinguish? Hindi ko alam ang Chinese nito, baka para maintindihan nila. Nabura, nawala. Okay? Because you are now limited. Diba? Pacta sunt servanda, limitado ka na. Kasi pumasok ka sa convention. Sana hindi ka na nag-member ng convention. Para itong sumali sa IBP pero ay magbayad ng kanyang membership fee. Di ba? Pumasa sa bar pero ayaw mag-member ng IBP. Ay, hindi po pwede yun. Okay? So, limitado sa 200 nautical miles exclusive economic zone. Lahat ng kiniklaim ng China outside. Nasa labas na exclusive economic zone niya at nasa loob na exclusive economic zone ng Pilipinas. O, sino ngayon ang violator? Hindi ba China? Kaya yung mga pro-China dyan, mag-isip-isip kayo. Second, on the same issue, walang ebidensya ang China na historically pag-aari niya yung South China Sea. Sino ba naman kasi ang tinamaan ng magaling na nagpangalan nito ng South China Sea? Di ba? Simply because it is South China Sea, you own it? What about Indian Ocean? Di naman kiniklaim ng India. Okay? So kaya, walang exclusivity. Hindi kayo. Kala mo lang kayo. Assuming ka lang. Okay? So kasi, yung South China Sea as they were called, as it was called before, iyan ay common fishing ground ng mga Japanese, Taiwanese, Chinese, Filipino, Vietnamese, lahat na nangingisda dyan, no? Hindi pa swapang ang mga tao. So walang basehan ng 9-dash line. Historically and legally. Panalo tayo. Second issue, China had modified the features. Nireclaim niya, which is a prohibited act under UN conventions. At ang problema, yung mga minodify niya ay nasa loob ng exclusive economic zone ng Pilipinas. At ito ang masaklap. Walang overlapping. Hindi ako nagsabi, ha? Ito yung nagsabi yung arbitral panel. There is no overlapping between the Chinese and the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone. So anong ginagawa ng China dyan except violating our sovereign rights? Okay? Now, lawful ba ang ginawa ng China na pinakialaman yung ating fishing and petroleum exploration? Hindi natin ma-harvest yung mga isda. Bakit? Itinatabo yung mga mangingisda natin eh. Hindi tayo makapag-explore ng mga petroleum products dyan. Bakit? Pinagbabawalan tayo as if kanya yan. At itong masaklap, nag-construct ng mga artificial islands. At, ano pa? pinayagan yung mga Chinese fishermen na mangisda sa lugar na hindi naman kanila. Di ba? Hindi na nga kanya, nagdamay pa. Hmm. Yan ang ginagawa ng China sa atin. Kaya yung mga Chinese lovers dyan, ako. Kaya dapat pati yung Chinese New Year, baguhin na natin, no? Gawin lang natin Korean New Year. Anyway, marami namang Korean sa gobyerno. Di ba? Pagka may project, magkano Korean? Paano Korean? O, baka napakinggan nyo yung kahapon. Eh? Di Korean New Year na lang tayo. Marami namang Koreans dito. Hmm. Huwag ng Chinese New Year. Okay? Kasi inaaway tayo eh. O, ngayon, so yun ang ginagawa ng China. At pang-apat, China caused severe harm to the coral reef environment. Sinisira yung corals. Bakit? Kasi siguro inisip ng China, pag hindi ka magiging akin, kawawa naman siya. Ay, hindi ganon, hindi ganon. Kung hindi magiging amin tong resources na ito, wala makikinabang dito. Yan o mga poachers yan. Yan yung inaresto ng mga Coast Guard natin na nag-text doon sa mga Chinese, nagpadala ng malaking barko, yun, nagkaroon ng standoff dyan sa Scarborough Shoal. Okay? At eto pa, pinababayaan ng Chinese authorities na mag-harvest yung mga Chinese fishermen ng mga endangered sea turtles, giant clams. Commercial scale ito using methods that inflict severe damage to the coral reef environment. Na dapat under United Nations Conventions, meron silang obligasyon na pangalagaan ito. Endangered species yan eh. Sinisira. Sino ngayon ang masama? Tapos tayo pa raw na nag-aggravate ng situation. Yan. Yung aggravation of the situation, hindi pinakialaman ito kasi, as you can see on your screen, yan tinatawag na Ayungin Shoal. In international community, ang tawag yan ay Second Thomas Shoal. At yung nakikita niyong bulok na barko, ito yun. Diyan naka-station yan sa Second Thomas Shoal o yung Ayungin Shoal na pinanggigigilan ng China. Diyan naka-station yung ating mga Navy personnel na nagpapalitan every month yet or every other month, sinusupplyan nila, nagre-resupply tayo, pinipigilan tayo. Yan yung mga kinakanonize ng China. Di marami na tayong mga Coast Guard na santo at mga Navy na santo. Bakit kinakanonize nila eh? Kaya lang ginagamit water cannon. Yun yung gusto nilang gutumin. And recently, marami mga Chinese vessel dyan na pinapalibutan ito. Ang kakapal na mukha. Kasi gusto nila paalisin yan. Yan yung sinasabi nila na meron daw, ang tawag dito, gentleman's agreement. Alam niyo no, sa Pilipinas, nagtuturuan yan, ano? Tinuturo si Erap. Sabi ni Erap, bakit ako? Ako ang nagpasadsad ng barkong yan dyan eh. Totoo naman, sinadsad yan yung panahon ni Erap, 1999. That's an act, pero yung active pa rin yan, active Navy ship yan, BRP Sierra Madre. At any attack made against that vessel is an act of war. So kaya naisahan doon ni Erap ang China. Nandyan ngayon yung ating mga Navy personnel and other soldiers, no? Tapos, pagdating kay Pinoy, sabi ni Pinoy, teka, ako nag-file lang kaso eh. Pagdating kay Duterte, sabi niya walang gentleman's agreement. Di lalo na kay Marcos, wala naman daw talagang agreement. Di isa na lang presidente natitira, si Gloria Arroyo. Ano sabi ni Gloria Arroyo? Hindi ako gentleman. Okay, so yan ang problema natin. Ngayon, that is the situation in the West Philippine Sea. Tama yung sinabi ng Marcos, no? That we do not have territorial dispute with China. What we have is our territories being claimed and illegally occupied by China. That's the reality. Kaya yung mga Chinese lovers dyan, mag-isip-isip kayo, Pilipino ba kayo o pro-China?
Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to CD Duca Law, where law is made simple and life is made easier. See you next time!